Yeah.
Yeah.
We're back. It's episode 5.
Episode 5.
Of What the Fact.
That's right.
It's gonna be.
It's all about the bag over here. Really, we just spit the facts over here. Really, you just wouldn't last over here.
That's right.
It's been going great, guys.
Oh, yeah.
But there is one thing we need to ask you guys to do, and that's subscribe.
Yeah.
You guys aren't subscribing enough. We get like a lot of views on our videos, but man, you guys aren't subscribing.
No.
If you like the video, subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Turn on notifications if you want to, and follow our Instagram page.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna start getting way more active on there. We're gonna start posting a lot of fact checks,
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure you guys know all the information. It's gonna be like a week-long mini podcast on there. Okay, so just follow us,
Yeah.
subscribe to us. You're gonna keep very much in tune with what's going on in the world.
The fact checkers.
Oh yeah, the fact checkers. We're the fact checkers. It's solidified now. Okay, patent pending.
Yeah.
Alright, so recent news, there's been some crazy things that have been going on.
Mm-hmm.
Little things here in California. One's both of them actually are retouches for us.
Yeah.
We've already spoke on immigration, we've already spoke on the Senate bills.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like an update for you guys on where those are and
What's going on with them?
exactly the new things.
Yeah.
And then we got like two main topics.
Yeah.
One's like something that's just been lingering over California for a while.
Mm.
Over United States too a little bit.
Yeah.
But the other one, it literally just happened.
Yeah.
And it's big.
Yeah.
So we're gonna cover some facts on that one.
Yep.
All right, so let's get started with recent news.
Yeah.
New Trump policy dealing with immigration.
Yep.
He's changing something.
It does. So it basically, Trump said that the policy would deny the asylum to the people who failed to get the protection from the countries that they passed through. So if someone came from one country and passed through another country but didn't get the protection, they wouldn't be able to get an asylum here.
Exactly. So that really applies to this. There's this large caravan right now that's moving from Latin America, like Central America, South America, through Mexico. They didn't get asylum from Mexico. So that means they will be denied by us.
Yeah.
And so the main reason for this is they've already broken an international law with Mexico. They illegally crossed through Mexico. So now they're trying to illegally cross through us. They're criminal technically in Mexico. They're going to be now on top of that a criminal in the United States. We're trying to eliminate that. We don't need criminals from other countries being here.
Yeah.
All right? Regardless of whether or not they have these high moral reasons for doing it, go about doing it the right way.
Still creates problems in both sides, both in this example, Mexico and the U.S. are.
Exactly. I mean, I don't think Mexico exactly enjoys having this large caravan of people moving through its country without asking for permission. And so, Texas and New Mexico, they're all for this. They love this law. They want it to go into effect. Arizona, California,
Not the same.
they don't like it.
No.
And that's typical of California.
Yeah.
Arizona, I'm a little shocked about, but California, it's typical for them to just not like Trump anything.
That's
So
true.
this would significantly reduce the number of the people legally able to get asylum.
Yes.
Significantly. You're talking about upwards of 80%.
Yeah.
So this is what's going to happen. This is a new policy. We'll keep you updated as to see if it's put into effect forcibly here in California and Arizona. Another recent news, California Senate Bill 24 is back. Here we go, okay. Alright, we're back. So, Senate Bill 24 is back.
Yep.
Where's it at?
It's on the governor's desk. Well, governor's desk. That was.
Oh man. And this governor, we're not going to say his name because we got questions for you later.
That's true.
But this governor, he already said last year with a bill that was very similar to this, he would have passed it in a heartbeat, but he wasn't in power.
Yeah. Now he is in power, and he's not doing anything.
And it looks like it's probably going to get either pocket passed or he's just going to straight up pass it.
Yeah.
So, but in the time of this, between it being passed in the Senate and then it being passed by the governor, there's been some revelation as to things that are missing. And they're pretty big holes.
Yeah.
I mean, one of them
It's pretty big. I mean, so it said that if there was someone who was raped and they went to go get an abortion using this bill, they would not get the abortion. Like, it would not be covered by this.
Well, not that it wouldn't be covered. They wouldn't be able to report the rape. There wasn't any way for them to report it. There's no mechanism, no policy in place to help them report that rape, which is weird.
Yeah, it is.
Because you have this whole Me Too movement promoting the reporting of actions such as sexual harassment and rape, and this is missing it.
Yeah.
Completely missing it. It's just gone. Okay? And the reason it needs to be in place is this isn't something that happens outside in public places or in homes and stuff like that. This is happening on campuses. So there needs to be specific mechanisms and policies that are specific to these UCs and CSUs. Right? Okay? And then the Department of Finance, they came out with a statement.
So it opposed the bill and said that it isn't financially responsible and put the procedures in the hands of the universities, which are underqualified.
Exactly. So these procedures, giving the abortion pills, if something goes wrong, these universities aren't qualified to handle it.
No.
They don't have medical degrees. Okay, these are most likely nurses in training. In training. That's a very big point right there. And then the Department of Finance for the state of California, this isn't a private entity. This is for the state of California. It's like, no, financially this is wrong.
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna work. So there's a lot of things saying no to Senate Bill 24. 3 of them aren't the House, the Senate, and the governor. Okay?
That's a pretty big deal.
Exactly. So hopefully, if anything, not only does this maybe make its way onto the ballot, but because people are starting to figure out all this stuff, hopefully the people vote the correct way to not allow this to pass. A lot of times, if there's something that goes to the governor's desk and people hear about it and are upset about it, it ends up on the California ballot. That's one of the differences with California. We could put stuff on the ballot like that. It just happens. So hopefully we can do it with this, especially this.
Yeah.
All right, I think it's time we play a game.
Yeah.
It's time to play a fun game. All right. So recently, at the Clovis campus, for Clovis community, I did a survey, and it was asking people if they knew the California government leaders. There was usually about 7 to 8 questions, depending on what district they lived in. The average score on this was frighteningly low. 8% was the average score. And I'm not talking on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm talking 1 to 100%. They scored, on average, 8%. The highest score was a 50%. The highest. None of these scores were passing grade. Okay, it was horrible. Now, I'll admit, out of the 8 questions, when I started looking this stuff up to make sure I knew, I got 5 out of 8. Okay? Again, not great, but it ain't 50%. In fact, I believe it's around 62-ish. So, this was fun to do, and now we're going to see if you guys can answer these questions.
Yeah.
You live in California, might as well know the politicians. Alright, so, first off, we need you to be able to name the California House Assembly leader. Alright?
So there's going to be a question right up here somewhere. And so when you click on it, then there'll be like 3 or 4 options maybe, and then you can pick who you think is each one of these positions that we name.
And then we'll reveal who it is.
Yeah.
So let's start off with the California House Assembly leader. Okay, boom.
Right there.
Alright. Click your answer. The correct answer is Ian Calderon.
Yeah.
Alright, Ian Calderon. He's the California House Assembly leader. No one got that one right. Out of the 26, no one got that right. I didn't even get that one right. And we're back.
Almost.
Oh, almost. Sit down, boy. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, next up, we got the governor of California. Surprising thing about this question, okay, as it pops up there, okay, is out of the 26 people I asked, 3 knew this answer. 3 out of 26 knew the governor, the dude who runs the place. Okay, answers up. You guys guessed. It's Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is the governor of California. He was actually the lieutenant governor under Jerry Brown.
Oh, really?
A lot of people would say he's just Jerry Brown reincarnated on steroids. All right.
Could be.
Probably is. Next question.
State Senate Majority Leader.
All right, it's up.
Right there.
Think about it.
No.
Pick your name. Probably wrong, because I was. Okay, who is it?
Bob Hertzberg.
Bob Hertzberg. Not gonna lie, don't know much about this dude except
Yeah.
that he's the state Senate Majority Leader. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, California does have 2 senators. We're gonna give you hints for these. How's that sound? Okay, this first one. Okay, she's been there for a while. She's a female.
Yes.
And she's been doing this a while. So, it's up there.
Yep.
California Senator number 1. Got it. Is there a female way to say senator?
I don't know.
I don't know. Guess we're going to have to check that one out.
Yeah.
The answer? Dianne Feinstein.
Yep.
She's been doing this for a while,
For a
guys.
long
She was doing it with Barbara Boxer
Mhm.
and Nancy Pelosi, I believe, as well. So, yep, she's been doing this with a lot of different people.
Mhm.
All right, let's go to State Senator number 2. Okay, State Senator number 2. She is also a female. Okay,
Yep.
she's running for president.
Mhm.
Considered a front runner for Democrats. You guys got it? State Senator number 2.
Right there.
3, 2, 1. Who is it?
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. I'm gonna hold my opinion back on that one. All right, but it's Kamala Harris. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed this game.
Yeah.
Okay, it was fun doing the survey,
Mhm.
even as disappointing as it was, considering one of the people was a counselor,
Yeah.
the other one was an employee, and then the rest were students. Kind of sad.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But I think what it reflects, it doesn't reflect badly on the people as much
That's true.
as the people who are supposed to be educating them.
Mhm.
I mean, I looked all over Clovis campus. I don't see a picture of our governor. So it's not, or a picture of the representative. So it's just these little things, you know. We, as educators, teachers, principals, people in the media, need to do a better job of educating educating us about the politicians.
Mhm.
But we also need to do our part, and we need to do this research sometimes. I mean, I found all these answers in about, I don't know, watch it, but it looks cool. Anyways, in about 5 minutes. There's literally a website that has all of it. So we'll make sure we tag that website so you guys can go look it up for yourself if you guys want. Main topics time?
I think so.
We got 2 of them.
I do.
Might as well get started. Alright, vaccines.
Yeah. This is a big one.
Vaccines. Oh yeah. Fun fact about vaccines. I was homeschooled. I didn't need to get them since I was homeschooled. So when I finally went to get a job, and they're like, "Show us your vaccination report." Last time I had one was 2004.
was
they
a while
didn't.
ago.
Yeah, they didn't like it. They literally looked at me and asked if I had a maybe
More
a better.
recent one.
Yeah, they're like, "You actually have some real paperwork," and I was like, "That is the real paperwork." Needless to say, I got them all. I'm alive.
It's good.
And apparently, I'm immune. Tough. But yeah, fun. That's a fun fact about vaccines. So I didn't get them, and I survived. Well, I didn't get most of them, and I survived. All right. But how the vaccine is made is an interesting process.
Yeah.
There's about 2 of them, but the most popular one is the one we're going to talk about today. So what's the first step?
So the first step is they take like a small, weaker part of the disease that they're trying to prevent, and they put it into a cell culture.
Mm-hmm. They call this form inoculation.
Yep. And then,
Very, very scientific keyword.
yes, we're scientists now.
Oh yeah. All right. Second part.
So then after that, the cells are given nutrients, and that just helps them combat the virus and, yeah, take it down.
So the cells act kind of like, this cell tissue acts kind of like a person, but it's not, because it's only cells. That's all it is. Okay. It doesn't grow. It doesn't show any signs of development. It's just cells. And what they do is they fight the disease, and from there we get the antigens.
Yep.
Beautiful antigens. That's what you want. It's like when you're digging in Minecraft and you find a gold ore. That's what you've been looking for. Or the diamond orb, I guess. Been a while since I played. But that's what you're looking for, the antigens. Okay? So this is the most common type of vaccine making procedure. What they do is after they get the antigens, they take the cells and they filter them out to get as much of the cells away as possible. We have a fan with us today, about to walk across the camera. What's up? It's a cat. Mind if I grab the cat? No, it's moving. It's moving.
Right.
Oh, it's good.
There we go. All right.
It's good. Well, we had a guest star today. Hey, it's our first guest star. Yeah. All right. Back to vaccines.
Yep.
Okay. They filter out as much of the cells as possible. Okay. And yeah, that's how you get your vaccines. Now the problem with a lot of this is, okay, what cells they're using to make these antigens is a lot of people kind of like tripping over it. Now there is actually a lot of diseases you have to be immunized for in order to be able to go to school here in the state of California. I mean, how many do you count?
11.
11, at least.
Yeah, there's definitely more than that. But
Yeah, there could be more. A lot of people are trying to make the flu immunization like required now, so that would definitely boost up numbers. But 11 immunizations you have to receive in order to be able to go to school. That's a lot. Okay. Now, usually these are sometimes made with animal cells, horses, pigs, sheep, mammals, because they're going to be given mammals, so it makes sense. But there are some that are made using fetal tissue, as in dead babies. It uses dead baby tissue. Of course, these dead babies, they were aborted back in the 1960s.
Yeah.
So it's weird to say that they're using cells from the 1960s, the cells of dead babies, to make your vaccinations. Now, if you're a Catholic, you don't have to fear about committing a mortal sin by getting these, because the Catholic Church already said, hey, it was 1960. Right?
You can't do anything about
They can't do anything about it. So you need to get these immunizations. If the only thing stopping you is morality of they were aborted, don't worry, you're fine. You're not going to commit a sin. That's for Catholics. Now, some other people, it's been shown by scientific record that there's still traces of that aborted baby in the vaccine. Kind of gross.
It's pretty gross.
You're injecting yourself with the DNA of a baby from 1960.
Yeah.
5 of these vaccines are made with aborted fetal tissue. 5 of them. Okay? And those are
Chickenpox,
shingles,
hepatitis A,
rubella, which is what is in the MMR. So we got MMR, R is rubella. And then
one of the rabies vaccine.
one of the rabies vaccines. By the way, MMR stands for measles, mumps, and rubella. In case you guys were just curious about that. But yeah, so 5 of the at least 11 are made from aborted fetal tissue. Now, there are some alternatives, but they're not mainstreamed and they cost more. Kind of messed up.
Yeah.
But that's just how it is. So I can understand why people don't want to get vaccinated
Yeah.
with these. Okay? Another thing is, this is what I'm really confused about. If I have a kid and you have a kid, okay, and I choose to vaccinate my child, you choose not to vaccinate yours, why would I be worried about my child? If they're vaccinated, they're not going to get the diseases, right?
Exactly.
Or at least that's how it's supposed to work. Okay, your kid, and your kid, if he's hanging out with a bunch of vaccinated kids, isn't going to get it either.
No.
Trying to find out the logic between that one. Now, they could catch it if they go to different countries, maybe like contact with animals, they could catch it.
Sure.
But even if that child catches it, mine's not.
Yeah.
So the idea of forcing parents to vaccinate your children seems a little odd. And recently, there was a bill passed by our good old man Governor Newsom that would remove a lot of the exceptions from religious matters. So religiously or morally or just simply ethically, you don't want to do these vaccinations. Sorry, you're not exempt. You have to do it. So that's what's going on with vaccines. That's the process of how they're made.
Yep.
That's what they're made of.
Kind of gross.
Kind of gross. Not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's morally okay, still kind of gross to get injected with baby DNA.
Yeah.
So that's vaccines. That's main topic number 1. It's time for main topic number 2. This one I'm really excited about because it just happened. Okay, so what is? Let's describe the process first. Impeachment. Okay,
Just happened.
Okay, this whole topic just became big on the 24th.
Yep.
Okay, September 24th. But let's clarify real quick. What people think impeachment means, bam, president's gone. That's not how it works.
Yep.
What's the first step?
So the first step is that an official impeachment inquiry has to be announced.
Okay,
That's
that happened that happened on the 24th.
yes.
Step 1. But this step is a lot more complicated than think.
Mhm.
This doesn't mean, oh, for sure, impeachment will happen. No, what it means is now there's just a committee,
Mhm.
usually about 6 representatives from the House of Congress,
Yeah.
are put together to investigate a certain thing to see if that could bring about an impeachment.
Mhm.
If they find something positive, they could recommend a full House vote. A full House vote. What is needed for the impeachment to occur?
A majority vote. So
Simple majority. Not a super majority, just
Yeah,
simple
simple.
majority. Okay? Now, if it passes, okay, then that means that the president is impeached. That doesn't mean he leaves office. He's
Still
just
there.
impeached. Okay? That means that, in other words, because impeachment is pretty much like a trial for a president or any other elected official. So to say that they're impeached would mean it's like, hey, you're a suspect. Okay, you're a suspect, and by him being elected, by the nomination being that he is impeached, that means all right, now you're going to trial. Okay, and where does the trial occur?
the Senate.
The trial occurs in the Senate. Okay, the Senate then try the elected official. In this case, with what's going on, it'd be the president. How much do they need to convict him?
67 majority.
67 majority. 67 votes in order for him to be convicted of the
Whatever.
crime. Alright, so 67 majority vote. Now that means more than 2/3 of the Senate. There's 100 people in the Senate, and 67 of them to say he's convicted. Now, if that is not achieved, he is
Acquitted.
acquitted. Acquitted. That means he's not guilty. That means he's still president. Okay? Or whatever position he was elected to.
Yeah.
Okay? Impeachment, not conviction. Impeachment has occurred twice. Who are the two people?
Clinton and Johnson.
Clinton and Johnson. Okay? Both were
Acquitted.
acquitted.
Acquitted, I can say.
Okay? So no one's ever actually been impeached and convicted and forced to leave office. A lot of people think Nixon was. Nixon wasn't. He was impeached. But before they took him to trial, he resigned.
That's
What a-
smart.
What a way to get out of it. Can't be convicted if you're not there. Alright, okay, so on the 24th, Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, officially announced an impeachment inquiry. Alright,
Which is step one.
a step 1. And it's against Donald Trump.
Yep.
Okay? This was after a whistleblower revealed that Trump had suggested to Ukrainian President Zelensky that both Joe Biden and his son Hunter Biden should be investigated. What did he do after that?
After that, he released the calls and transcripts, which was today, this morning,
The 25th.
25th.
During the call, if you read the transcripts fully, we're going to be also linking those transcripts so you can read them for yourself
Down below.
in the description.
Yeah, right next
Gotcha.
to the subscribe button.
Oh,
which you need to
convenient.
hit. Yeah.
We're helping you guys out.
We are. Just
All
making
right.
it easy.
But back to this. All right, Trump spoke about the lack of aid Ukraine was receiving from other European countries. Okay, Germany's not helping him out. France is just like, hey, doing a good job.
Bonjour.
Yeah, it's pretty much like you're on your own. Okay, so that was the first topic. Okay, second topic they talked about was, yes, they did talk a little bit about what happened with Biden But what Trump said, and it was only 3 seconds, three sentences,
Yeah.
about 3 sentences about Biden. Okay?
That's it.
And we're actually going to read these to you, okay? And I'm going to do my best Trump impersonation for you.
Oh, no.
This. The other thing, there's a lot of talk about Biden's son. That Biden stopped the prosecution, and a lot of people want to find out about that. So whatever you can do with the Attorney General would be great. Biden went about bragging that he stopped the prosecution. So if you can look into it, it sounds horrible to me. That was it. That was all he said. Hopefully you like that Trump impersonation, by the way. Hopefully get some good comments on that. Alright, but anyways, don't listen. Anyway, so Zelensky, okay, he was like, all right, yeah, I'll see if I can look into it. You know, it could be investigated. Okay, when did this call though take place? This call didn't happen recently.
It was a while ago.
This call took place in July.
Yeah.
It's been a while, so it's kind of weird.
That's just coming out now. Like,
Whistleblower's a little late there, blowing his whistle. Okay? Now, as of right now, yes, the Democrats hold the majority in the House. So they could impeach Trump. But the Senate, which is where they convict him, is held by the Republicans. The Democrats would need 20 Republican votes in order for them to convict Trump. Let's be honest, guys.
it's not gonna happen.
It doesn't look like that's going to happen. Okay, and that's if they find enough to impeach the guy.
Yeah.
Okay? In order to impeach someone, they have to be convicted either of bribery, treason, or high crimes and misdemeanors. Okay? In those 3 sentences, there was no sign of bribery, treason, high crimes, or misdemeanors.
No.
He was simply suggesting that Biden and Hunter Biden be investigated. And if you look into the full backstory of why Hunter Biden had joined one of the larger oil companies in Ukraine right after they had thrown out their president.
Yeah.
The home base for that oil company was in a part of Ukraine that had recently just been taken back from Russia. It was all a little bit fishy, considering the timing of all this. This all happened while Joe Biden was still in office. Okay? That's why this investigation was suggested. It wasn't said, hey, if you do this, I'll give you aid. It wasn't, hey, if you do this, then we won't bomb you. It was nothing like that. It was just, hey, you might want to look into this.
Something seems a little off.
Something seems a little off. That's all he did. A suggestion. So if he's going to be impeached for making a suggestion, there's a lot wrong with that. We got problems here. That's plus, if this is the Democrats' best attempt at trying to get rid of Trump, they're really in deep trouble. Because this impeachment process does not work out in their favor.
No.
So we're going to keep you guys updated on this. Obviously, it's not just going to blow over in a week.
No.
So episode 6 is going to touch on this subject.
Yep.
If not heavily, then for sure, at least in recent news.
Yep.
So anyways, that's your What the Fact episode 5.
That was a big episode.
That was a big episode, probably our longest yet, but it also had the most information. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Remember, hit the subscribe button.
Yep.
Follow us on Instagram.
Leave a comment. Let us know what we can change or like
We're
what you want us to improve.
We're gonna respond to your comments. We want
yeah.
as long as they're like actual comments. Okay, if you're trolling, sorry guys.
We know who you are.
Yeah, we know who you are. Okay, we're not gonna respond to those. But if you're actually making a legit comment, you want to make conversation about this, we're gonna do our best to respond. Okay, especially if you do it on Instagram. Comment on the post what you think. Okay, we're gonna be responding on there as well.
Or even just message us if you have questions or whatever. We'll respond to those too.
And if you want to follow the fact checkers on Instagram, feel free to do so.
Yeah.
We post a lot of stuff as well politically on our pages. We're gonna keep you guys informed. We're doing our best to help. You know what? We're gonna help you guys to get smart, America.
Yep.
Later, guys.
See ya.